could talk to young Chuck. I would just say, listen, you're your father. That's so much of a like far-fetched question that you giving me a question in 2016 that used to be a regular question in 1971. Now, because of the lack of fathers being in key positions, you got to ask a mutated question. Like, what would you say in a mutated sense? It all goes to that core, man. Fuck music, fuck sports, fuck society, fuck all that bullshit. Who brought you in this world and who schooled you on the world? Everything else is bullshit. Now we can get into like, okay, this person couldn't be a father because of these systematic institutional things that came on. The prison industrial complex increased from 100,000 black men to well over 1 million, 100,000 black men in 1970, I should say, to over 1 million in 2016. It's like, what the fuck, man? I mean, I'm not a social structurist, I'm not an economist. Yes, I know every little bit of these things because I'm an adult trying to be aware of all the bullshit that's flying at us. But really the core of it is like, you got to school your own. You have to get knowledge of yourself from your own. Racism is rampant and runs deep because nobody seems to know what it is. And at the core of it is like when you treat somebody different based on their background or their visual characteristics based more than their character. That's what Dr. King was trying to get done. It's like, you want to treat people from the insides, not the outsides. Somebody says they're hip hop. What makes somebody hip hop? The inner or the outer? Somebody, you know, I dress hip hop. I use all the words that are sanctioned to be hip hop. That the fucking don't make you hip hop. Hip hop is the inside. You could say I dig it and it's hip and still be hip hop because it's an inner vibration, man. Saying that, okay, I got the gear, I went to this store, and, you know, I got this, I listen to this, I listen to these artists. Nah, man, that's just fakery. Like, and one thing that young people could tell, this is why hip hop keeps changing. Hip hop keeps changing because it's operating from its own inner vibe. It should pay attention to all the other vibes, but it's also gonna move on its own. And that's why the older generation sometimes might have a problem with newer applications. And newer applications might have a problem with older generational things, but it's all the same line. It's all jazz, you know what I'm saying? People thinking that hip hop is a thing that based on your outer, it's totally off. It's never really been authentic. And the one thing about a younger cat could always tell if an older cat's trying to come at them young. So this is a fakery, man. That's why my code is play your lane, be in your lane, things will gravitate to you. Play your lane. I'm 55 years old. There's no reason for me to hang out with you. I'm here, talk to you for a few minutes, give you some guidance, I'm bouncing, man. I'm being my lane, you know? And I'm not gonna be afraid or intimidated. It's just like, we're two different levels here, you know? I have no reason to be in the middle of your way as an obstacle. If I'm in a club at 55, you 22 years old, we looking at the same girl. I'm like, that's just, no. My dad, we just be joking about this, like, you're my son, we're close. I'm not hanging out in the same spot with you. It's like, he would make jokes like, I know people that be like going the same place with their sons, like, you know, club or whatever. He says, well, no, we two different areas. Yes, we're bonded, but you're coming in and I'm moving up and out. This is not taught in the community anymore. Black people, we were broke, but not broken. Today, somebody might show you something, but we broken as a motherfucker. We broke up like fuck. This is the conversation where you could say fuck hip hop because hip hop comes out of us as a together people. And then it becomes what it is for us to engage ourselves in. But if we are broken people, hip hop sometimes can fix us with the united aspect of the world. It won't fix us amongst ourselves unless we all figure out how to fix ourselves and it gets fixed by default.
The problems come from home first. Like you can't blame it on this, you can't blame it on the police, you can't blame it on the white man. You know, after a while shit, you know, they also do fucked up shit, but in fear of consequences, it's supposed to start at home.
Brooklyn, New York was a little bit, like when I was super young, like 6, 7, 8, 9, it wasn't so bad. But by the time I turned 13, the things in the neighborhood took a turn. So the music was a way for me to really just, you know, not hanging out with the wrong crowd.
I walked with the biggest shoulders in the world to say, I got this, you don't have this, this is the power that I have. to me, the tangible medium, it means everything because it gave you a leverage.
I called Chuck and I said, Chuck, did you hear this? And he was like, yo, Hank, I was listening to the same thing. That shit got me on fire. I'm pissed. He said, so we went in and made what we considered to be the inverse of I Know You Got Soul, which was Rebel.